This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a Royal Crumble news update. And I will get into that, but before I want to get into that, I'll just say a quick note. Maven running his mouth about me, but leaving out some key things about some stuff I said about him back in May. I guess he likes to wait 8 or 9 months to respond to stuff because his videos are so pre-produced. He can't just respond right away. Anyways, I asked John Paz for his contact info, and I actually said, hey, if you got an issue with me, we can have a match. I'm doing an event August 1st, and I didn't hear anything back from him yet. So the ball is in his court. He could put up or shut up. The other thing I asked John Paz to look into is if Bob Holly would ever get back into wrestling, because Paz has his contact info, because I was going to see if I could try to book Rene Dupree against Bob Holly in a rematch for that August 1st event I'm going to do. And I guess Bob is completely out of wrestling now. He only wants to work on non-wrestling projects, was his answer. So I guess Rene is never going to be able to get his revenge. So as far as the whole hoopla about the empty seats at the Royal Rumble and SmackDown the night before, I guess for the women's match, this is an actual picture during the women's match. And you can see there's actually nobody there in the women's match. Now, here's the question. Is that just because they are so anti-women's rights in Saudi Arabia that they knew the Royal Rumble women's match was going on first and they didn't show up until after? Because it did get more full as the night progressed. Or is it they just show up really late to things? Or is it the excuse that I guess WWE is putting out that scalpers bought a bunch of tickets and they were selling them for too much? But if that is the case, why did it fill up later? It's all very weird. Apparently, I've been researching it. Overall, the crowd wasn't great for the Royal Rumble. Like, they weren't reacting to Powerhouse Hobbs' debut because they don't get AEW in Saudi Arabia. The women's match, which had a lot of botches in it, didn't get big reactions. The Mexicans, they got to stop shoving the Mexican wrestling down our throats, but I get it. They own AAA now, but I guess the Mexican stuff didn't get good reaction. But they did pay WWE, I guess, over $150 million to come to Saudi Arabia. Now, here's the thing. WrestleMania there next year is going to be 2 days. Is it going to be the same thing if it's just that they show up late? Is it going to be empty for the first part of WrestleMania? I don't know. I know they're doing it for the money, but I forgot that Royal Rumble was even on Saturday night. That's how little I cared about the Royal Rumble. But yeah, there was a lot of botches and cues missed in the girls' match, according to the Wrestling Observer Radio's review that I listened to about it. I guess Walter got his name changed to Gunther in WWE because Vince thought people would heckle him and call him Wally. Vince McMahon thought that. Because, of course, Gunther retired AJ Styles, which it seems weird. I guess when AJ Styles retired, there was no big thing. I mean, we've just had John Cena's big retirement. I think they could have got more out of the AJ Styles thing. I mean, you ended in Saudi Arabia for one thing, and it's AJ Styles, a Southern guy from Georgia. He lost all of his big matches really in the last several years. Maybe he's just had enough. But it just seems like you could have got more out of his last run than, he's gone now. And it's like you look at Gunther, a.k.a. Walter, the old Walter, like he's now beaten AJ Styles, Goldberg, and John Cena. And to me, it doesn't feel like he's elevated at all. It's just a fat, skinny guy that looks like he would have been a jobber in the 80s that can't talk on the mic, that for some reason somebody has a hard-on for him in WWE. Brie Bella returned and apparently looked better than Nikki Bella. AJ Lee, for all they're paying her, funny enough, was not in the Girls' Rumble. Strangely, it's like bizarre. And for AJ's retirement, no one came out after he lost. It was just, oh, AJ, I'm retired now. Sami Zayn, he keeps falling. I mean, he was in Montreal the other week and Randy Orton was cheered over Sami. And he's being billed as like one of the local guys over there in Saudi Arabia. And I guess he wasn't over. The crowd wasn't into him at the Rumble. And it's like, at some point, he has the physique of a normal person or even less than some normal people. And it's like, his shtick is boring and it's played out. Why do you keep him around? Like some of the chinks, I mean, they put Zayn over Cross. They had Zayn beat Gunther. They had Zayn beat Braun Breaker. Why have Zayn go over all these people? It's like people overall don't like him. Like those of us that are athletes realize he couldn't break an egg in real life. Apparently Rusev, who was in AEW, made millions in AEW, did nothing. He's been back in WWE. They've done pretty much nothing with him. His return has fallen flat. And it's like they gave up on him already. They brought him into the Rumble only to be in the Rumble for like 10 seconds. So it's funny that they brought Rusev back. And it's like after the thing where Lana's making out with Lashley on top of Rusev, no self-respecting man is going to cheer him again. I'm sorry. They may as well just fire him. I don't know if they can fire him, but I mean, the guy, no one's going to ever care about him again other than the cucks out there. Apparently, T-Mobile Arena is going to host both SmackDown and Raw WrestleMania weekend. A lot of people think the Royal Rumble was the wrong place to debut Hobbs because it got no reaction and he didn't really do anything memorable, but of course that could still be saved. Mr. Iguana got very little reaction. I mean, that gimmick's only going to resonate with a select amount of people. And I get it. It's a fake iguana, blah, 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 blah. But isn't that a foreign object? So whenever he wrestles, it's just let's suspend our disbelief that he has a foreign object in the ring and he's allowed to wrestle with it. But I guess he did a promo where he was crying after about a dream come true for him to be in the Royal Rumble. Again, it got no reaction there. As far as your comments on this, somebody's making comments about me. Well, thank you. You know what? I'll put them all up there. Because you're making me money by watching my video. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Hello, Philip. Appreciate it. No, you see, I actually have my eyebrows. He plucks or shaves his eyebrows. But as I said, I put out a challenge to him August 1st. If he wants to face me, I'm doing an event. I'll be happy to book it, but he's got to tell me. Teddy Hart is 45 today. No, and from what we were told by Abu Weasel last Thursday, he had like an MDMA charge in Florida. That the last anyone heard about it, he no-showed a court date, and now he's back in Red Deer, Alberta. So who even knows if he could go back to the U.S. right now without getting arrested? If anyone has better information on that, let me know. That's what I've heard from the most reliable source. Last week, a former Stampede Wrestling manager managed the Crotchy Vice, Harley Race Dynamite Kid. He did an interview with me, and he said that's what he heard about Teddy Hart. That he went back to Canada because it's such a minor charge that it's not like they're going to extradite Teddy Hart from Canada on an MDMA bench warrant for no show in a trial. But who knows? I mean, that's just rumor and innuendo. Good to see you too, Travis. Someone says they didn't even know Royal Rumble still existed. The one disappointing thing about the Royal Rumble is Chris Jericho didn't return. Which is strange. A lot of people thought Chris Jericho would show up on the first Raw of the year. Didn't happen. Didn't show up in the Royal Rumble. Really, the Royal Rumble sucked. Let's face the facts here. It sucked. There was 4 or 5 matches only. I mean, today is Gino Hernandez's 40th death anniversary, and Lanny Poffo passed away on this date in 2022. One of the mainstays in Great North Wrestling in its early years. Great North Wrestling was the only company to do a 10-bell salute to Lanny Poffo when he passed away. One thing I'll say about Lanny, though, he was my best friend for years. He was always one of my better friends when he needed money from me. But once Randy died and he started getting those WWE royalties and he didn't need those indie bookings anymore, his true colors showed. He wanted me to take down anything bad he ever said about WWE. And it's like, dude, I need to make my money back on those bookings with you. And we didn't always get it back in attendance, so I better get it back in video views. The Genius was a good character. He could have tried harder. He didn't put in as much effort as he could have, like in WCW, for instance. He never kept himself in good enough shape. So when they did give him the matches here and there, according to reports, like he only ever had a few matches under contract. Because when he showed up, he wasn't keeping himself in good enough shape because he was going to do the Gorgeous George gimmick there. Dyed his hair blonde and stuff. But sadly, he made money. So he was happy about that. And the money that they paid Lanny Poffo back then was only $150,000 a year. Compare that to the millions they're paying people now to stay at home in AEW. Someone would rather watch the old Royal Rumble from the 90s. I think the best one ever was Royal Rumble 1992 from Albany, New York. Bobby Duncum passed. Yes, the original Bobby Duncum, Bobby Duncan Jr. from the West Texas Rednecks, passed a long time ago, but his father passed. That's long before my time, so I can't tell you I have any specific memories of him. But I've had a lot of people wanting me to do updates on wrestling terminology. So I will be right back with my first video going over some wrestling terminology. There's someone else. The Royal Fumble. Someone says the stripper was a better Gorgeous George than Lanny Poffo. Well, we have to say that's true because she did more than Lanny. All Lanny did was a couple WCW Saturday night matches. And according to her, Randy was very disappointed in him when they did bring him to TVs. He wasn't in shape, so they didn't want to use him. And I will say this: half the time, actually, almost every single time I ever booked him, and I like him. He's funny, strange guy, eccentric guy, but funny guy. But the one thing that I saw whenever I would book him, he would never bring his robe. He would never bring his slate, and he wouldn't grow back the beard. So it's like, he would always complain that he wouldn't get enough bookings. And he wouldn't even wear, for the longest time, he didn't even have a pair of boots. He would wrestle in bare feet. And it's like, Lanny, if you want people to book you, and they book you and they advertise you on the posters as the Genius, you can't just show up with a pair of tights and no robe and no slate. You don't have the nice beard that this guy's complimenting me on. And I'm more than comfortable with myself to put that up there. Doesn't bother me in the least. Randy Savage, is he in my top 5 favorites of all time? He'd be up there, but not in my top 5, I don't think. But he would be up there. By the way, I guess a friend of Ric Flair's messaged me that I guess Wendy, his longtime mistress, and at one time, I guess it was her son, who at one time was like Ric Flair's stepson that died. I guess someone was saying that's close to Flair was saying she's a real bitch, and she was actually the one that called TMZ to say that her stepson had killed himself, according to this person. And this person also said it was one of Ric Flair's daughters that runs his Instagram. And this person that was close with Flair told me a lot of dirt about him, and it's funny because she only told me all this dirt about him, which I'm not going to say at all right now. because he made posts about me. So I thought it was funny. The more they insult you, the more views they get. Yeah. Hey, I got an extra 16,000 subscribers last month. And if you go to our The Hannibal TV Facebook page, we're blowing up on there. A lot of my videos on there now get 3 times the YouTube views. So I appreciate it. Love all you guys. And I don't care about the haters. I'm going to do a review about Heat right now, my first wrestling terminology. So I'll be right back.